Hello there, what is going on everybody? Today we are bringing to you the Star Wars The Black Series Gamorrean Guard figure. This is a large box figure and we are going to take a look at this thing. If you want to read the back, go ahead and pause the video right now. And there is no number on this figure because these are part of the larger deluxe figures that we are going to be seeing more of in the future, including Grievous, who will be in one of these larger boxes as well. Also, if you are new here, I do want to remind you there is still time to enter the giveaway. I'm giving away a Star Wars Black Series Force FX lightsaber in the form of an Amazon gift card. So if you want to win that, all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. Tell me which upcoming Black figure you're most excited for. All right, guys, we are going to pop this guy out of the box and take a look at the Gamorrean Guard. All right, and here he is in all of his glory. And this dude is actually a pretty nice looking figure. Just during the initial kind of inspection, I really was kind of impressed with the cloth goods, and he actually has a decent amount of articulation for a figure that doesn't seem like he's going to be that articulatable. But yeah, he's not bad. So let's go ahead. We're going to take a look at his accessories first and then the figure himself. So he does come with this vibro staff. It's pretty big. It's very similar to the one that Skiff Guard Lando comes with. Not any additional paint apps on it. It's just kind of that like that cross between brown and gray. So not a whole lot of paint on there, but there is some sculpting and texture and detail on that. Now he's got two axes that he comes with as well, and they're just both different designs, and these actually do have paint on them. They have the wood on the handles as well as the darker gray for like the steel or iron on the blade itself, and it looks like maybe this is supposed to be rust along the edges of the blades, but it's definitely the same color as the wood, so I'm assuming it's supposed to be rust because you wouldn't want wooden tips on an iron axe. Now, as for the figure itself, we're just kind of looking over all at the sculpt. The face is really, really nice. We have a lot of detail. Those eyes especially look really great. We've got the horns. We've got different amount of like dry brushing on the skin, so you can see there's some depth and multiple different tones to the skin there, from darker gray to lighter gray in the raised areas. The nose looks good. The teeth are different, so a lot of attention to detail on the painting. On the helmet armor there, we're getting some different texture on some of between the leather and then the metallic parts, as well as metallic paint where it should be. So that looks really nice. This top of the helmet looks really good as well. I really like that. As we move down to the chest, this is going to be a mobile belt here that this does come off, and we can see the detail underneath. Looks very good, and I like that this belt moves, although I don't think I'd want to take it off. I don't think I want to do that, but it looks like it's something maybe you could do. Doesn't look like it's really attached to anything. It's obviously supposed to be what holds up his little man skirt here. So, yeah, or maybe it's a lady. I don't know if there are female Gamorrean guards, so I'm not really sure. All right, so now there's really no extra paint on this little crest that's in there, but on the belt, we do actually see some silver highlights to the metallic parts of the belt. So that's actually pretty nice. That's a really good attention to detail on this one. Our shoulder pads are metallic, and they are different textured. Our arms look good. There's normal skin. Again, same thing for the other side. This cloth goods are really good here. They're actually very, very soft. This reminds me of some of the really, really soft blankets that you can find in stores. So it's a really very furry texture. Feels really good. Underneath, we do see the regular brown, loincloth area. If we're moving down to the feet, we're going to see sandals that are textured and painted, and they're pretty clean. And the toenails, they have actually different color to the toenails. So it's just like just an exceptional look to them, like just that level. There's really a lot of attention to detail with the paint on these. I think the extra mile has been gone. So they did a good job with that, and it's a $30 price tag on this one, so they're more expensive than a regular Black Series figure. So because of that, I am glad they did pay extra attention to the paint. And yeah, the design of it looks very, very good so far. Now, as far as articulation goes, the head is a little bit weird here because it looks up a little bit and doesn't look down, but it can go to straight. So you can look up more, but you really can't look down with this head. The neck rotates only a little bit, so not very much as far as articulation from the head, and it doesn't really swivel very much. But there's an interesting piece on here that I wasn't even sure about initially, but yeah, we have mouth articulation. So we can open him up in there, and it actually can go pretty wide, but it's kind of tricky to get it done. You kind of have to have the head in a certain way, but you can force the mouth open pretty wide, and he is fully painted and all the way down his throat, and I think that is just a fantastic look for him. Subscribe. All right, anyway, yeah, so that is actually pretty cool. Now back to the rest of the articulation for the arms. All right, the shoulders are going to go up moderately high, not as high as others, but higher than I expected on this figure. And they can also rotate around as well. The shoulders have that ball joint, so it's pretty standard shoulder rotation. Now the elbows are single jointed, but they do go in really far. This is one of the high points of this figure. That elbow goes in really far on that side. And pretty darn far on that side too. So that's definitely more than 90 degrees. So that is going to give you a pretty good amount of posability. I love that articulation. Wrists have the swivel, and they do have the wrist joint as well. So you can get a little bit of that, but this bracer here is going to interfere with some of that, you know, if you wanted to get those side kind of poses on the wrist. But it also rotates. As far as our midsection, our abdominal section, we have a lot of shimmying that we can do. So this guy can do the hula. It's a full-blown ball right there. We can rotate just about any which way. We can go left, right, back, forward, ab crunch effect. We've got all of that. So that is pretty good. Legs can go out about that far, and they can kick back pretty far. We can rotate them at the leg. Now they don't kick forward very far. The plastic goods for the loincloth here are kind of inhibiting his ability to kick forward, but it can be moved just a little bit. If you're really trying to get into that pose, you can kind of get it underneath there, but I feel like that, you know, over prolonged use might rip the loincloth, the diaper, and you can see kind of underneath there is just regular green material. So if you really want to get him into a pose, I guess you could probably cut this piece a little bit, although I don't know if I could personally bring myself to do that, but if I was going for a certain pose, then maybe. All right, so that's the legs. Now we have double jointed knees. The double jointed knees are, even though the calves are really big, they can't go back that far, but they do give you a decent amount of back in here, so you can get him back pretty far. We have our ankles are going to have the full-blown ball joint, ankle pivot, and back and forward on there, so really good ankle rotation as well. All right, now here he is, posed with the axes, getting ready to do battle with Chewbacca. You can definitely tell that he's a little bit shorter, but that is kind of contrasted by Chewie's extraordinary height. Here he is, recreating one of those classic battles from Masters of Teräs Käsi. If you remember that game, go ahead and leave me a comment, let me know, because both of these guys were in that game. And here he is joining Vibro Axes right up next to Lando to prevent entry into Jabba, as 3PO tries to get an audience with Jabba because his instructions are only to give it to Jabba himself. And here he is using that big old mouth to eat a giant slice of pizza. Now the pizza does not come with him. This was actually from a Spider-Man figure. But I just figured I couldn't resist with that incredible mouth articulation. I had to give him something to eat. So I figured that was the perfect option. All right, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell for alerts so you don't miss out on new information, new videos. And also to make sure you enter that giveaway, because that is going to be running through the end of February. And I will announce the winner for that shortly after the beginning of March. And that's about all I got for you guys. All right, guys, make sure you stay tuned for more videos. And I want to thank you so much for watching. And as always, have a great day.